Mike Comtech coming to you here with another video. This will be a video on how to replace the Squawker McCaw from FurReal Toys, the foot. Some of these macaws come with broken upper section of the foot here, where it connects to the talons, and this one happened to have a broken left foot, and so let's turn him this direction a minute. So it was broke right where the screws in right here. There's a little stud plastic nub that sticks, that has the hole in it for the screw, and then these are on a spring-loaded, there's a spring-loaded plate, plastic plate underneath that's in a guide. That's what the two upper slot, there's a slot here and a slot up here, and then these talons have a little bit, they've got a little notch right here that pushes on that, and that's what gives them their spring action. So if they go down, they should spring back like this. This is how they should move. They should have a nice spring back mechanism. Well, that's what this is for here. But this particular foot was not broke down in this part, because this part you could just replace by removing, if this plate breaks or splits right across here, sometimes that can happen. You can replace, just get another piece from either somebody, or if you have another Squawkers that you're using for parts, you can rob a part off of that, or if the talons are broke, that kind of thing. But if it's the upper part of this foot, and like if that screw stud is broke off or both of them broke, then this little whole leg right from here to about here has to be replaced. So I came up with a quick and easy way to get to it without having to try to take all this fur away, just to do this job right here. So the easy thing is right on the back. I'm going to stand it up here, put him back on his feet. So right here, just open the Velcro all the way as far as you can. And since we're dealing with this side over here, all we have to do is take this one tab out, and then down in there's a little tab that you can push in with a small flat blade screwdriver, and then you pull this gently right here, and this will release that. So then that'll bring this piece of fur here away from the body more. And then I was able to get, because that screw is basically where I'm pointing, is right down here at an angle, and angled about inward somewhere in here. So then when you have access to this part, you can pull this back enough to see that head of that screw on that leg, and then we can turn him over, and then get out your seam ripper, because we do have to do a little bit of open surgery here, and this is non-destructive, doesn't hurt anything. So just be real careful when you take the seam out. You can preserve some of the thread, and I do have some other thread here. But right over here on this side, there's if you see the white piece, that white piece right here, that's where that leg pushes into, but the leg is actually right there where it actually comes into. Get the light in there a little bit better. Right below where my thumbnail is right where the foot would come in, and then the screw is on the back side. It's right, if I can get an angle maybe, if you can just see the silver part of that screw, but it's on this side, not on this side, it's on this side. So you see when you come in on that side that you have the fur loose, you can come in that direction right here and basically straight here. Then you can see the tip of that screwdriver, and then you can guide yourself into that. And then there's a little cross arm, this piece of tan plastic that runs between the two legs. Almost need some calipers to hold this thing open. if you're doing it with 2 hands, it's not bad at all. But you know, I only took this up, only ripped it from right there at the little bit at the tail and about up to right past where these feet are. But right there where this piece of tan, right, this crossbar right here, it snaps in to the top of each one of the feet. And sometimes you'll find those broken as well. But they snap up, they just push up and you can snap that out. So these feet don't move sideways. A lot of these, some of these birds, when that breaks, then these feet will just be, you can move him all over the place. And then when he's standing there without being on the perch, it looks like he's a little bow-legged, or he's extended because his legs don't stand correctly. But see, they should be good and solid like that when you rock them back and forth. If all the supports, and if this piece of plastic, if the white piece of plastic right below the tan bar there at the top, you see where it's joined together right there? There's a screw that joins these 2 pieces. That sometimes, if the bird's gotten dropped, it can crack that and split that right there, and then you'll have a structure problem if it tries to sit by itself. If it's on the perch, it's not quite as bad because you've got a square hole here and a square hole here where it sits down in the perch, and then the talons then wrap around the perch. That's how that works. If he's on the perch, if this is broken in here, it's not quite so bad. But when you're dealing with the top of the foot that can't hold the talons anymore, then yes, you've got a problem. Unless you want to put a peg leg on him. And I have seen that, I have seen that done before as well. But that is a quick and dirty way to get in there. And then I'm getting ready to sew it back up. So then I wanted to document this first. So here's my curved needle that I use to do that with. And I have a little piece of the original thread, and I've got some other thread that I double, and when I sew that back, and it matches this right here. So fur is a little more forgiving if you stitch it really close, because then the fur, you'll never see that stitch when I'm finished with that. If you looked at the little Peppy dog that I had to open him up and fix his shoulder, when I stitched it back, it'll be the same way I stitched this one back here. But that was a nice, easy way to get to that foot. Oh yeah, by the way, I was going to mention one other important thing here. The fur that goes around the leg, they have a tie strap that they've sewed inside of a band around here. You feel for that little head on a tie strap. You know, you've got the head of the tie strap where it has the click mechanism that locks it. I find that, and then you take a pair of needle nose pliers and then get on that and then twist it and break the nylon strap. You have to get that out of there and just leave it in there. It's already sewed in place in a band right around here anyway. But now it allows you to see, I can move this way down off the leg, and I can pull. So then when you pull the leg out, you pull it out this direction, and then you feed him out once you get it all unscrewed, and then you just feed it back in the opposite way. When you put it back, you push it in, you work it through the leg part here, and once you get it into here, then you can get it all situated. You know, it's a patience thing, and it's a dexterity thing too. I mean, it is the quarters in here when you're dealing with this isn't that much to work in, but it sure beats having to really take this thing way down to get to something like that with all this fur in place. These are built quite well, and they're built to take a lot of punishment, but some of these do have broken feet, broken legs, and stuff like that. You know, they're 17 years old now, so you know some of these have been around and used a lot. So just wanted to document that, and this one does work perfectly now. It works totally fine, all the functions, all the sensors. I know what I'm looking for now with all the functionality of what these can do, and I have the remotes, so that helps a lot, because a lot of the functionality is built into the remote to be able to access different functions on the Squawker. So I wanted to document this, not only for everybody that subscribes to my channel, but for myself as well, of what I did to this particular one to fix the foot. So I will set him up here. Let's reach around to the back. And let's give him a little turn on there.
Hello.
And then to check the eyes on these real quick, there's a photocell right here on the top of the head. If you take your hand, every time you block the light, you should see his eyes activate, both eyes. Turn around.
Talking to you.
Yeah, I know you're talking to me. Every time I bring my hand over, he should flip that eyeball. That's a normal response. So if the head and the jaw move, yep, that's correct, then
Talking to you.
the eyes will move. One motor runs this whole head part, very complex, and then one motor runs all the body functionality down here too. These things were
I see you.
ahead of their time in 2017. They are something else. I wish they would bring these things back.
What you doing?
With today's technology, we would, but it's amazing what it can store in custom commands and such too.
I love me too.
And you can still download the manual online from Hasbro. They still have the manual. So anyway, this is just a little document to show what I did here to change this, the foot, and an easy way to do it. And it worked out very, very well. And I had another bird for parts to be using, because you find them on eBay, you can find them cheap, and the ones you can use for parts. You know, this one was in very good shape. All the wings still function, everything. So anyway, as always, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. And we'll talk to you later.